Buckle up.
Good evening.
I dance to that song every time.
It's so good.
It's so good. Hello, all.
Nick, you want to open us up since you haven't been
Hello and welcome. Good evening. Welcome to the House of Afros, Capes and Curls League of Excellent, Extraordinary Negroes. I'm Nick.
I'm Jade.
I'm Desmond.
And tonight they will be reviewing Strange New Worlds.
Just us.
I'm I'll be here. And I'm gonna ask questions.
Okay.
Because I do that well. And also, I'm kind of a filler queen because the two other Black people are late.
The Star Trek enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Of
the crux of this episode of our show
are both on their way home.
I'm a junior member of that clan there, so it's fine.
Right. You are doing well so far. You've
thank
really
you.
picked up the slack of the whole league lately.
Right.
So we thank you.
Throw it on my back. Just throw it on my back.
Name isn't even on the face, isn't even on the poster.
Nope. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say. Brother can't even get a picture on the marquee there.
He's like, I've thrown the team on my back.
Well, I mean, because, and I think we talked about it before publicly, Desmond is actually going to be on the league spinoff broadcast. What is it we're doing? Oh, yeah.
This guy.
Classic and retro movies. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
And a little
and some D&D
in there too. So yeah.
I am ready. Put me in, coach.
While we do have a little time before we hop into the episode,
yes,
we should acknowledge something pretty large in the world that we occupy.
Mm-hmm.
We learned yesterday that on Saturday night, Nichelle Nichols became an ancestor, transitioned out of this world.
Mortal coil.
Yeah.
I was gonna say mortal coil.
Age 89.
Sorry. Is it? I feel like we should call her Auntie Nichelle, but I don't know if that's disrespectful. Like to me, that's family.
No, yeah, she's.
I don't think that's disrespectful.
That's not disrespectful at all.
Auntie Nichelle.
Yeah.
Because I said, well, I was just plugging away, doing whatever I was doing. Nick called and told me the news, and I screamed. And then I was really taken, like she was my auntie, and I had to shake myself, like, wait a minute, I don't know this woman.
Yeah,
and
you
then
do.
I said, yeah,
you know her in here.
Mm-hmm. You feel her right here.
I know. Mm-hmm. So I do have a question of the day for everyone that is watching and for all of those that are in the league and present. What impact did Nichelle Nichols have on you, the country, or the culture?
It's weird. That one's super easy for me. I've gone to the space station twice in Florida. And just like did the like mission control like simulation thing, and I've seen like rockets take off twice, and I just find that stuff really cool. And I remember in my entire like education in elementary school, I constantly gave speeches about how lucky I was to like be in the room with all the white people. It's like I get to be here. Blah, blah. So like I remember like Mae Jemison and like the lady that was on Star Trek, who I now know is Nichelle Nichols, like that like got to be in space. And so then I was like, oh, so like I can actually talk about space, and like it's not a ridiculous thing because Black folks haven't been able to do a lot of things, but they've been able to go to space.
Yeah.
So like, you know, learning that how large of an impact she had on that was something I thought was like super cool. And I thought I wanted to do computer science for a long time and like go in that. And then I don't like math. Like that was never going to happen. That was never going to be a thing. Like everything I just said was never going to happen. But I thought it was for a minute. And like apparently she was a huge part of me being able to think that.
In the multiverse, you are doing those things.
Yeah. That's real. There's a me somewhere that understands basic arithmetic.
It's just floating out there in space. Very much like you, you know, I had a dream of you know, that science and space life. I actually went to school. The reason I went to Penn State was because I wanted to go into the aerospace engineering program. And I did, you know, I started out in that. And then, much like you, I realized, yeah, this ain't for me. This is not really, it's not what I thought it was. I thought it was literally just going to shoot me up into space and let's just go. But like I would never have thought of something like that if it wasn't for seeing people who looked like me in media doing those things. And of course, she was the pioneer of all that. So.
Well, and I think like even a step beyond, and this is why Woman in Motion, if you have not seen Woman in Motion on Paramount Plus, and I believe Peacock as well, and maybe it's some other places, is Nichelle Nichols documentary. You must watch it. Like she was instrumental in getting folks of color and women in the space program. Like she physically went to colleges, went to high schools, like talked to everyone. So that really cemented to me like, well, like it was like beyond just her physical representation, which was huge. But then she even was like, if I'm gonna do this, like, then I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Jade.
No. You know, so Whoopi Goldberg talks about the moment that she saw Nichelle Nichols on Star Trek and she screamed to her family, there was a Black woman on the television.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up with older siblings that had lots of varying interests. But the one thing that they all watched together was Star Trek. And so I grew up seeing this Black woman and having a love for Star Trek on my own, but also the tie and the connection to the whole family watches.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I've never asked them what drew them to Star Trek because they do like science fiction and fantasy. But I have to believe that Nichelle Nichols had a hand in that. And my mother, even though she claims she doesn't like sci-fi, she knows who Nichelle Nichols is, and she knows her impact. And for me, you know, I grew up watching Star Trek, the original series, and Nichelle as Uhura. But also, you mentioned space, and that movie Space Camp came out in the 1980s.
Yep.
And I wanted to do that for maybe a summer. So I really didn't want to go into space because math was not my favorite thing. And I thought there's a million things that could go wrong, and But
that does not sound like a solid idea.
nah, space
A
is not
million
the
things that can
place
go wrong
for
right
me.
now.
Right,
Shoot me to
right,
space.
right.
I hear that there are pockets of the moon that are habitable. So let's go. Temperature wise.
Oh,
Sorry,
Ma-
derailing.
no, I was a little
He's
distracted
ready.
because Marcus Ross is in the chat.
Oh, in the chat,
Mar-
In the comments, say.
Marcus.
Marcus, hurry up.
And she ain't no maid.
Yeah, there's a black lady on the television and she ain't no maid.
Tell us in the chat, how did Nichelle Nichols affect your life or inspire your life? Or
And
our
shout out to
culture.
Tony Bagels for being here like a champ.
Yeah, Tony.
Yes.
Tony's our number one fan.
And speaking of Marcus Ross,
It takes a minute to get everything set up.
Yeah, Marcus is always fighting with his audio.
Just saying, it takes a minute to get everything set up over here.
I'm just feeling all this melanin right here. I'm loving it.
It's always like this.
All that melanin.
Marcus, I haven't seen you in so long.
It has been some time. How have you been?
Listen, I'm hot.
Where are you today?
Someone's living room. I'm in New York. This is
Yes,
my
that's
apartment.
what I'm saying. It looks sparse. You got something.
Oh, I have a full kitchen with a dining table. I'll have you know.
Shots fired.
So I don't know. Did I actually answer the question?
I think you did.
You did.
I think I did.
If you didn't, we felt it.
Yeah, because I'm really having a hard time.
Yeah.
You
I
sent the
I'm
bad
really
signal and
having a
everything
hard time.
yesterday.
Yes, I put up the black signal, also known the bad signal. And we did have a gathering of people to talk about Nichelle Nichols and racism.
Marcus, did you answer the question?
So the question
Yes,
was,
I saw the question.
what impact did Nichelle Nichols have on you, the country, or the culture?
And I think everybody knows the story of Nichelle planning to leave the show after the first season and meeting her biggest fan, who very much convinced her not to. Martin Luther King convinced her that her position on the show was one of power and one of representation that was his dream realized. And as much crap as people give Star Trek about how they put their show together and how the old show was cheesy and how the new shows aren't all that great, that is something that they did get and continue to lead on, is that representation does matter. People need to see themselves, even in fiction, in positions of respect and competence. And Nichelle was able to use that after the show was over to advance our actual science and our actual representation in actual science. And that is huge. It goes beyond the show, and I can't imagine just doing it it's like the show is entertainment, but it really does inspire people. If you talk to astronauts, you won't find a single one that doesn't have a list of science fiction things that they gravitated towards when they were young, that opened their eyes to the possibilities of getting off this dirt ball. It's like,
I remember growing up, we used to talk a lot about, like, when I was a kid, we watched the Jetsons, and it was weird because there were no black people on the Jetsons. But for originals, the original series, we can sit there and be like, okay, well, at least one of us made it into the future. That's good to know. Like, we made it into space. We're going to be okay. It's going to be all right.
Sidebar: George Jetson was born yesterday.
Yeah, he was.
yes.
So,
King of segways.
Did anybody
So,
actually
hopefully-
name their child George Jetson yesterday? I'm sure there'd be a
Hopefully.
news article
I'm
by
waiting
now.
for all of
Somebody.
the things that the Jetsons promised me. I was promised a lot by the Jetsons.
Yes.
So I need all of that. I need
I
the
mean-
cars.
Black people.
I need the robot in my house. I need.
You currently are on a video chat, sir.
Touche.
And there's a Roomba somewhere.
But I still have to walk places. I don't want to walk places.
Oh,
Fair point.
Tony. Uhura was special. You saw her in reruns, but your mother saw her when it aired. She was a Trekkie. Yeah, my siblings are significantly older than me, and they watched it live and continue to watch the reruns. That's why I think that she had a hand in shaping some of that love of science fiction in the future, because she was in the future. Who else did we have before this new wave? It was her and Lando
Jesus.
Calrissian.
Yeah, I mean, you going back that far.
For the record, though, Star
You ain't
Wars
getting
is
much.
long ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh, in its fiction, but it's 1977.
Anywho,
But yes, there were very, very few Black
Yeah.
people in space operas, and science fiction.
ooh, Lando and Uhura crossover.
I think they're, well, I don't know.
No.
But yeah.
Is that just like mahogany in space?
Ha! Kaboom.
Nick, it's a new play. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Should we do it now? Because we're still waiting for Julia. Julia is detained.
Detained.
Tony's with me.
Define detained. No,
Yeah,
never
I'll
mind.
let
She can do
her.
it when she gets here.
I
She can
will
do it when
let
she gets
her.
here.
Oh, there
Not
she
her in the
is.
chat.
Again,
Listen,
again.
we
takes
two black
a
people say
minute.
we detained. We like
Take a minute.
where is Julia? If Julia is detained, we need to help her.
Let's start a
does someone
GoFundMe.
have eyes on her? Can we call her?
Julia,
GoFundMe for Julia.
just hurry
She's
up.
detained people.
Well, listen, they have Facebook in jail now, so that doesn't make me feel any
They
calmer.
do not.
Okay, so Nick, should we show? Okay, I think it's time for our in memoriam for Nichelle Nichols.
That was touching. I loved it.
I really got a little choked up.
This is a very serious question. I'm not trying to be a jerk. Did she ever wear like a natural
Yes, we
afro
did
on the
make
show?
that in 7 minutes.
Um,
Do we know that if she ever did that or not?
So the story is the new Uhura wears her hair natural because Nichelle tried to wear her hair natural on the show, but she was denied.
Okay. Good to know.
Because racism.
Marcus, you're muted.
Oh, Okay, I was just wondering if we were ever going to do black women's hair right.
I mean, for the time, she looks good. I mean, I was just wondering about the natural, you know.
Yeah, I think in the movies we get a little more Afro-esque, but still not really. It looks like a
Actually, wait a minute. I gotta go back. They have do rags on Strange New Worlds, and I want some. So
Yeah.
where is that? I
Yeah,
checked
they
the
do.
Star Trek
They
store
do.
like
It's got
4
the emblem
times,
on it and
and there are
everything.
0. I have not
Yeah.
seen one. So
I
I
want
don't
one,
think
and I don't
anybody
even have hair.
from Paramount watches our show. But if they do, I want the do rags, and you can send me some. And Jade has my address.
Marcus, how dare you
I will
belittle
take them.
the audience of our show? We like.
I'm not belittling them. I'm just asking them
we
to
reach
infiltrate Paramount on my behalf.
They're watching right now.
I need.
They are.
They're icons.
What? They're watching.
Trendmakers.
I mean,
Eight setters.
They could.
Okay. So
Yeah, no, they
today,
exist. Fine. I got a picture.
we are talking about Strange New World, which is perfect timing. Because we were supposed to talk about it last week. I'm kind of glad
yeah,
it got pushed to now because
I think it's the right time.
okay, so who is in the cast?
Who isn't in the cast?
Did you make this?
Did I make this? Well, I put it to. I mean, I did some stuff.
This is
What
beautiful.
IMDb gives you, doesn't it?
It's the top cast from IMDb.
But not as a chart.
Well, I mean, I can cut and paste. All right, so probably I think he is number 1 on the call sheet. Anson Mount.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Christopher
Oh,
Pike.
my captain.
Jade loves Anson Mount. I don't know if you all know that, but
I love Anson Mount.
He's
oh my
so
gosh.
good.
Ethan Peck is Spock.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know he is what's his name? Gregory Peck's grandson.
Did not know that.
Yes, he looks just like him. Melissa Navia is Ortegas. Jess Bush, Nurse Christine Chappell, Rebecca Romaine. Ooh, she looks good.
Mm-hmm.
She is number 1, but they give her a name, Una. Celia Rose Gooding is Nyota Uhura, and Hemmer Bruce Horak. He is actually blind. Did you know that?
His character was. I didn't know he was.
No, yeah, the actor is too.
He is actually blind.
Yes.
That's very cool.
And then Bob's, okay, I don't know how to say his name. Dr. Mbinga. And there's some other people in there. But I will move over to the creators and the writers. Alex Kurtzman, the last show we talked about was The Man Who Fell to Earth, and that was also Alex Kurtzman and Akiva Goldsman. Maybe Alex Kurtzman is. Well, wait a minute. Alex Kurtzman also does Discovery.
I'm not here to defend Discovery. But I still like it. I know some people do not. I know some people compare it to Stranger Worlds. I just like them both.
I don't think there is any comparison.
They're very
room in
different
the world
shows,
to
but
like them both.
I do enjoy the time I've spent with Discovery. And increasingly over time, let's put it that way. It has gotten better over time.
It's okay not to like it.
Oh,
Can't get that
It
Paramount
took
money though.
me.
We ain't gonna
It
get
took
that
me a
Paramount money.
long time to warm up to Voyager. I got to tell you, I watched the first 3 seasons live when it was new, and I
It was
dropped it.
slow.
I couldn't.
It-
I could not get into Voyager, but
yeah, it was
over
slow.
the 7 seasons, I went back and watched. I went back and watched it.
As a whole,
15
for me,
years
it was the
later, and I was
same
like,
thing with
oh, I missed out.
Deep
I
Space
could have
Nine. I
watched
was
the
like,
good parts.
they're not going anywhere.
okay.
Oh, there she is. She's outside.
Julia.
Did you miss me? I missed
Yeah,
you guys.
Yes, we missed you.
I've
Where-
been detained. I'm on the streets of Omaha. But I couldn't miss Strange New Worlds. I love it. I love it.
We
And
started
I heard you
a half
talking about
hour
Voyager.
ago.
I can't have that. Like Janeway, female captain, I was all in after that horrible first episode. But it got better. It got better, and then it got 7 to 9. So,
It got
Progress.
better way later.
You don't like Chakotay. I remember.
I do
but
not.
I don't know about you.
Whoa.
Mm-mm.
I don't. What? Okay. All right. Let's
That's
let's
a story for
let's
another
go
day.
back.
Yeah.
Let's go
I'm
back to
distracting
that.
Everyone, I'm sorry.
Let's because right now we're talking about Strange New World. So let's just focus on the task at hand.
Focused.
Anson Mount
And his hair.
and
On the
his
right.
hair, affectionately known as Pike's Peak
Yes.
and Spock. How do we like? Okay, we'll get to the scores, but just the in general, because Nick has not seen any of this.
I was just about to say, like, would it be better if I like go back and give like a score of, like, try to give a summation of the show based on your response at the end of the show?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So, what I like about Strange New Worlds is the rapport that the actors and their characters have, and it feels like it's not a first season of a show. How does everyone else feel before we give scores of, like with the IMDb and those ratings and everything?
Mm-hmm.
I think if you watch Discovery and you kind of saw how they transitioned that, I mean that's why it has that feel. Like it's familiar and enough that it doesn't feel like a pilot. It doesn't feel like it just feels like good old Star Trek.
I mean, it first episode is a brand new show, but you just slip right in, and it's comfortable, it's familiar, you're just going. And if you love Star Trek, it's a great point to get back in. If some of these other shows haven't been to your liking,
And
for one reason or another.
what I do like about it is it kind of goes back to the old school formula of every episode is new. It's not really a continuation. Like Discovery is a long it's a long story. You're right. You're in for the season. Where this is I believe the term is serialized, but I could be wrong. This is a fresh take every week, and it's really well done.
Or episodic,
Episodic. Thank you.
so that each episode is a new monster of the week or conflict of the week.
And I will
But-
say that
Pike's Peak of the week. Anthology
not
series.
really an anthology series, because that would be more of the characters change and the whole thing would change. There'd be no thread between them other than they're part of the same show.
And so it is episodic, but the relationships of the people continue to develop over the course of the season. So that is the mark of a good writing staff because
Okay, you clean that up. You clean
there
that
are-
up. You clean that up.
because I was going to say writer, but it's not just one writer,
Mm-mm.
and it's odd that it's the same writer that does Discovery, but we have really well-rounded characters. I know their names, I know their motivation. They are present in the story, as
And
opposed
that's-
to
Purely the design of the show is different, and it is designed to work that way. But yeah, it's the way that we've been conditioned to. It's what we expect from a Star Trek show, having watched the regular series, Next Generation, Voyager, and Deep Space Nine. Those were all episodic shows, and the newer shows are not built that way until just now. And it's a return to formula, and people are embracing it. But more than that, yes, the characters are interesting and fun, and they're not crying most of the time.
oh, Michael Burnham.
They have problems. Yeah, that's the design of Discovery, though. I mean, it's an emotional show. The stakes are
Very
large.
emotional show.
Yes.
So emotional. It's too emotional.
So
But
is,
we are
It's
talking
very
about
large.
Strange New Worlds.
yes, strange.
When we talk about Strange New Worlds, and this is one way in which it differs.
Yes. So, quick summary of the show. Strange New Worlds takes place prior to Star Trek, the original series. It is based on the pilot episode of the original series that wasn't. The show was picked up, but not with the same cast. The only remaining cast member was Spock.
Leonard Nimoy,
Right?
yeah.
Leonard
Leonard
Nimoy
Nimoy, yeah.
was the only one that transferred from that initial pilot to the Star Trek that we know as the original series. But what the original series did was brought Pike back into the story. So Strange New Worlds is Pike's story, essentially, and the crew of the Enterprise before Captain Kirk and all of the rest of the people.
Well done, man.
Thank you. Do we have any scores?
I do have scores for you. IMDb gives it 8.2 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes is 99% with an audience score of 80%.
That's high scores.
That's a pretty good scores.
We already did the who's who. So,
Mm-hmm.
and we did a little bit of this, but what do you like?
Approximately everything. All about it. Just like, this is the show. You need... if you're going to watch a Star Trek show, drop what you're doing, watch this one.
Yes.
Would you say that this is a show that new that people that have never watched Star Trek could get into?
I would say
I
yes.
believe so.
The amount of Star Trek you need to know is you do need to know a little bit about Pike's backstory, but they explain it over and over again because it's a very important plot point. That he knows how his career is going to end. And effectively for him, his life.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because he will, some 10, 15 years in the future, find himself out of Starfleet. But him weighing that known future upon the decisions that he has to make is a huge arc in the season. And a lot of fun to explore. Because the audience has always known his fate because it's shown in Star Trek in the original series. But to inform the character of it, it was an interesting choice and one they have to live with.
Mm-hmm.
And the concept of predetermination. Like, right, is this the only thing that I'm headed to? Are there things I can do to change it, to alter my future? And they do dig into that, which is great.
And if I don't change it, what does that mean? How do I respond? What do I do with myself day to day? It's really interesting questions that sci-fi would explore, and I don't know if you get that from any other type of show.
Look?
I do not know what is happening
I don't know.
What is that look?
in Jules' area.
Okay, Julia, what did you
She's
like?
on mute.
Okay, so this is a return to good old wholesome Star Trek. Like, this is like TOS in terms of levity, and in terms of like just all around fun. Like the Enterprise bingo, like that wouldn't make it
Yeah.
on TNG, but it would on TOS.
Yeah.
So love that. Yeah, Picard wouldn't have people running around the ship. Like, no. Riker, no. You see what happened last time they had a game on board. It all ended up bad.
I'm just trying to imagine Enterprise bingo under Worf.
Oh my gosh, no.
Someone would die.
Yes. Yes. It would not work out well. It would, maybe Tasha Yar, maybe. But overall, I am loving this. I'm really loving this. Alex Kurtzman finally is a showrunner on something good that is in the Star Trek universe.
Oh, come on.
Because I haven't seen much. Discovery was trash. Picard, he ruined
It's
for
not.
me. Oh my gosh, we're not gonna go over Discovery again.
We are definitely not getting that Paramount Plus money.
I know. Oh my gosh, I can't watch my daily Star Trek addiction without having Paramount Plus. So they've got me. But this is a good show. This is a good show, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Okay. Tony, I see you in the chat. No, there is no Tilly Tears. And it's not a reboot of, I don't know that I would say it's a reboot of the original series, because the original series is what it is, and that's, I don't think we should ever touch that. But this is a continuation of the story before, like, I don't know, it's a prequel, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's a prequel.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
Tony.
all that means is,
No reboot. We don't want that.
I don't think I understand the point. What would a reboot look like? You want the characters to all be from the original Star Trek, and
really, we've got that. J.J. Abrams has done it.
Yeah, and they bothered with creating an entire alternate universe. They can tell whatever stories they want to. If you just did a reboot of a television show that had 3 seasons,
and Strange
you're
New Worlds is
going to
still
be
better
treading
than
too much
all
of the
those
same
movies.
ground.
You said-
Some of those movies are
It is.
absolutely beloved, but movies are movies.
I'm
and
saying,
shows are
I'm not saying
shows.
they're bad. I'm just saying Strange New Worlds is better.
What are you talking?
Oh,
are
then
you
the
saying
classic TOS movies?
No, than the
J.J. Abrams?
J.J. Abrams movies.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
that's
might
different.
give you that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Those
it.
are a different.
I knew
Not
that there was
the
a divide
TOS
there.
movies. Yeah.
I
Don't
thought
mess
we were
with
talking about
Wrath of
TOS
Khan.
movies. I'm just like, that's interesting.
Oh, no,
I don't know
just-
that I would come towards
Everything
those
Just
with
is
any
J.J.
sort of
J.J.
weapon.
Abrams.
No.
Everything
No.
and
come
everything is better
on.
than J.J. Abrams.
Those movies, while not
Well,
as Star Trek as things ought be, did revitalize interest in the franchise
Yes.
they did.
Yes.
Yeah, they
and
did.
got us to all of these things.
They did. And the first one
I
wasn't
will not knock
bad.
them.
The first one was really good.
I enjoyed the first one, and I actually really enjoyed the last one. Although I don't know very many people who watched it.
I didn't like the last one.
I thought they
They
wasted
put
interest,
Idris
but
in prosthetics.
they wasted him entirely. But like the characters on the other side were handled well. The villain was It was just throwaway. But there was more
The last
Star
one was
Trek
the Benedict
in the last
Cumberbatch
one.
right?
The second one
No,
was
no.
Benedict.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think that one was very
Con.
well
That's
done
how
at
much
all.
Con. Yeah.
That's how much.
That was Into
Okay.
Darkness. As much
Um,
as we'll talk about it.
I appreciate the staying with the diversity in the world of Star Trek,
Mhm.
and not just throwing people of color in just to be throwing them in,
Mm-hmm.
putting them in positions where it makes sense. Like Dr. Mbinga.
Mhm.
Dr. Mbinga is in the original series, but he's
Yes.
only in what, two
Maybe.
episodes maybe?
Let's be fair, there were only 3 seasons, but yes, something like that.
Right. But to put him on the ship as a weekly cast member makes sense if you want to have an inclusive space for Black people where it makes sense.
But they're
The young
already ahead
girl
of
that
her. You
plays-
can't tell me you can have more than one on the show?
right.
And he's actually got a great plot line with his daughter and
Yep.
hiding her in the pattern buffer. Like, you
Now-
know, he got some meat.
There are a lot of people that say that that's the one episode that they did not like.
And those people are wrong.
Which
Yeah.
one? The one where
The
they
fairy tale.
violated the Prime Directive?
The fairy tale.
No, the fairy tale.
The fairy tale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he's beautiful. That man was gorgeous. Put his picture back up again. Woo!
Oh my god.
If you didn't like that episode, I have one thing to say to you.
Oh no.
Those are some strong African cheekbones.
Yes. Yes.
Well, but then they also added, is he an admiral?
That's Uncle Phil.
Oh my God!
Yes, it is.
Wait a
That
minute.
is Uncle Phil.
Yes.
Phil.
Yes, he
Wait a
is
minute.
Uncle Phil in the new Fresh Prince.
I need to watch this show.
He plays Robert April, who is an admiral, yes. And the original captain of the Enterprise.
Who
Right,
else did they
right.
add? Everybody that they added looks gorgeous. Who else is there?
That character had previously only appeared in the animated series and
This-
was a white character.
This might be the tipping point for me.
And
If you're
then-
asking why there's a disparity between the 99% critics and the 80% users, these people who did not like that change or the number
Right,
of women in positions
right.
of power
Just-
on the show are dragging
there
that
were
rating
people
down.
that were upset that he was the admiral. Oh my god, they're changing it. He was an animated character. We're gonna get upset about an animated character now?
You
We
don't
are.
know too much.
Of course
Yes.
we are.
Yes, always.
I know, of course we are. And then the woman of the hour.
Oh,
Uhura.
yes.
I don't have a screenshot, although Marcus, if you wanted to share your screen with the do-rag.
do-rag.
Now I gotta go back and find it.
Put it in the chat.
I got rid of it because I was.
I really need
It's
one
in
of
the private
those.
chat.
I need that
It's
in my
the private
life.
chat, but
Okay. Oh yeah, I'll put it in the regular chat.
okay, that'll work.
Yeah, I'll put it in the regular chat. So you can just go see the do-rag, the Star Trek do-rag for yourself.
Which, again, my money is here. My head is here.
Mhm.
My do-rag is not here. And I
Right.
have
And
an
just
issue
so
with that.
everyone knows what a do-rag is, most black and brown people wrap their hair up at night and do it in a do-rag, not to be confused with a wave cap or a bonnet, which also women use. But do-rag, keep that style right and tight for a few days at least. Mhm.
Anybody
To
watching
a silk
Thank
pillow.
our show knows what a do-rag is.
That's a disclaimer.
I
Okay.
feel like that may be true.
Okay.
Get your do-rag at. No,
I'm,
No, man, don't make me
I'm
make
sorry,
it
They do
myself.
sell
I
them
got,
at Target now.
I'll show
No.
for Paramount Plus to get us all fitted with some do-rags. I will
Oh my
I will do some
gosh.
copy. Let's go.
I would
They're
like
already
a
getting my
satin
money.
bonnet,
I
though.
mean,
Oh, and okay. Oh, this is the other thing that I like about the show because I had forgotten about this.
Fans.
Oh my gosh, you
There
have
you
a
go.
picture.
There
Oh,
you go.
you got to get it with the Star
The
Trek emblem on
yeah.
the back.
oh, it's on the other side.
Yeah.
It's on the other half of it. Okay. Ah!
They see it.
It's the other picture on that tweet.
Oh.
You are so ridiculous, and I love it.
Because so the first episode, Uhura is an ensign, and so she's got to do different rotations around the ship.
Cadet.
She's new on
She's
the
a
ship.
cadet.
She's a cadet. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Harry Kim, who's always an ensign. Okay,
Uh-huh.
she's a cadet,
And to
and
this
she
day. No.
Think of Nog. Think of
He's
Cadet
just-
Nog.
right. And so she's doing different rotations
There you
on
go.
the ship throughout the series, throughout the first season. And she's having a conversation with, I think, Spock about, she doesn't know if she's really Starfleet material, if she really wants to do this. She just kind of did it because her, whoever, whatever. And that becomes a part of her story throughout the season. But what I read was they intentionally put that because of Nichelle Nichols and her wanting to leave the series after that first season. And we've already said it, Martin Luther King is the one who's like, you need to stay in there. But they put that storyline in there specifically because of Nichelle.
That's exactly what MLK sounded like when he did it too.
I believe what he said was, "This is the only television program I allow my children to watch."
After he
And
said,
when they watch you.
Not today.
Don't you understand how important your position is?
I think, Julia, I think we had a conversation about the, okay, the names of the episodes. The one with T'Pring and
Yes.
Spock?
And
Yes.
"Oh yeah,
When Spock fought himself, that
Yes.
was epic.
Yes.
And they
Yes.
had
It
the
was
Spock
incredible.
and Kirk battle music going on in the background.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I was loving it. Although I'm not quite loving this new version of Spock. I don't know what to think of Spock dating. I just don't know. But
What?
the banter is very
not
cute.
just dating."
Why?
Yes, having sex outside of his pongfar. Like, risque. Tuvok never did that.
What?
That you know of.
Right.
Tuvok's wife was
That
back
was
home.
1960 something.
Tuvok didn't want to use the holodeck when his pongfar came up, but Tom Paris convinced him to. Yeah.
Wow, that's a deep cut.
About
That is a deep cut.
That's true.
I had to break it down for y'all. I had to break it
They
down.
also got stranded on a planet. With no.
I know we're gonna get to
Tuvok
it.
Yes.
is Tuvok.
When he
But,
fell in love with that girl,
Oh,
Why?
man.
I forget her name. Her name was Naz. Yes. He had that
It
thing with
was?
Naz.
I'm
Yes.
just gonna show Spock again.
You just
And
enjoying
I think
Ethan Peck.
This actor's doing a great job as Spock, by the way.
I think he is doing an
I'll agree
amazing
to that.
job. Yes.
Yes, very
And
good.
when you look at a picture of his grandfather, Gregory Peck, you can see it and you can hear it immediately.
I mean, nobody will ever replace Leonard Nimoy. He had what they like to call gravitas. This Spock doesn't have that yet, but he still does a really good job.
Well, he's playing an earlier version of the character as well, so I mean,
Yeah.
he could grow into it if that's the arc they're going for.
Sure.
Maybe
Um,
that in and of itself is a choice.
I'm just gonna go.
Yes, Jesus, you're right.
Came
We
from a
also
tunnel
have
somewhere.
we also have a Khan. Speaking of godlike figures, we also have a Khan present on the crew.
Mhm.
She is related to Khan.
Okay, I have to tell a terribly terrible story. When the first episode comes on, I'm watching it. I'm like, I'm loving this, and I was like, oh, and it has the lady uh, from the other sci-fi show that I like, which name I can't remember.
You're talking about The
Um,
Expanse. She
the
looks a
Expanse, and I was like, oh, it's the
little.
same lady, and then I was quickly corrected. But I mean, they favor each other very much.
As who?
The Expanse
The lady who played drummer
drummer,
on
yep, on the
The
Oh,
Expanse.
Expanse, but
it's
no,
the
it's
It's the
not.
eye.
Not.
eyeliner.
It's the eyeliner. It's the eyeliner. I don't know what it is with the
I was like,
black
oh,
eyeliner
sweet.
makes you
I don't know.
edgy, but
And I got
yeah.
shot down online. Like,
Well,
sir,
Yeah.
no.
the head shape is
Y'all
similar, but
came
no,
on
it's
our
not the
show
same
to admit
person.
that right now. That's what we just on this platform.
I
We
have
are
no
going.
shame. Okay,
Yeah.
We don't all look alike.
you put enough mascara on people, yeah, they do.
I'm trying not to laugh, but it's true.
I'm not the only one, by the way.
No, you're not.
I also see. I didn't have enough. I didn't bring enough pictures of Anson Mount, so I just have to go back to this one.
Uh-huh.
You only have one picture of Anson Mount. That's
That seems unlikely.
I know.
I don't know how much of that to believe.
I only have one. I mean,
All right.
the one with the beard in the first episode on the horse.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
super
Very-
cute. That was
Very
very like
Bohannon, Hell on Wheels. I think Tony mentioned that he was also Black Bolt.
He was. Most recently
he
seen in
was.
Doctor Strange.
Yes, for a
Very
moment.
briefly.
It's gruesome.
Not a speaking part.
He did have a speak. He
Well,
did.
Well, it's
he
a.
utters
He
a
had
sound,
one line.
and it was horrible.
And I didn't quite catch
was
that.
horrible. But I love his Pike because he's serious when he needs to be. He listens to the crew, but he's also goofy. Like after they did the fantasy, which was the one he started talking like a pirate. Like at the very end of the episode, he
When
was
the ship got
"Arr."
hijacked.
Yeah, when they got hijacked.
The ship got hijacked.
Yeah.
And they had to hijack another ship to get it back.
Spoiler warning.
And he just starts talking
Again,
like a
the
pirate.
show is fantastic. You need to watch it.
Right.
Yes, spoiler alert.
He's in the captain's chair talking like a pirate going "Arr," and Una's like, please stop.
Please stop.
Or like when they call him a Boy Scout and Una's like, it's in your file.
And he cooks.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
He cooks. And so
And apparently well.
that reminds me of the Next Generation when everyone plays poker, but he's the one bringing everyone into his quarters and cooking a meal for them.
Yeah, multiple times.
Yes, apparently his pancakes are delicious.
I also will add that he drinks. First episode, isn't he drinking on duty? He goes into his ready room and there's still stuff going on, and he's like, "You want to drink?" Like
Very
sir, you are on
Kirk-esque.
duty.
Very Kirk. James
You
T.
are
Kirk
on
right there.
duty, sir.
Yeah.
It's not synthahol either. It's like,
And-
no.
He had a lot on his mind.
And so, Tony, if you're watching Discovery, that's where we get Pike from. They brought him into the storyline for Discovery. And basically, I don't think that they planned on making a new show until he did what he did. And his
Oh.
crew looked amazing.
They very much did, but the fan clamor was like, no, you need to do it now. Drop everything else you're doing. Nobody else wants. No, that show.
Right.
Take those sets, take that crew, make me a show. Where's the rest of them? Because they just had Pike and Spock and Una, and that was it. That's all you really
Right.
saw.
Right.
Hmm.
What could have been better?
What could have been better? I mean,
10 more
every
episodes.
episode. Yeah, more episodes would be nice.
More episodes.
But like, so many of these episodes just stick with you. Like the episode with the first servant will haunt me forever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But didn't
Like-
you
And-
think there were some major like prime directive breaking in that episode? Like,
but
No.
I guess it's
Wait a
a
minute.
child, but
there,
No.
there is no prime directive yet, is there?
There is at that point. They had just
There
made it.
is.
It was they
There
they
is.
just called it the prime directive at the end of the first episode. But more
And
than
he
that,
said, "Oh yeah, that's not gonna last," or something like that.
Yeah.
they're
Yes,
not a
he did say
Federation
something
world.
flippant.
They're not a Federation world, and they have the ability to do space travel. So there's no prime directive problem. It's just a problem.
It is a problem that they want to change the way that their planet is revolving or whatever the hell it does.
Evolving. Yeah.
But it's
absolutely.
an independent planet. It's an independent planet.
But
There's nothing to be done.
All they did was warn them, hey, you're going to end up like us. You know, probably not in a good way.
Oh, that's a different. Oh,
I don't know, it
that
left me
first
feeling
episode, yeah,
queasy.
they did.
Yeah.
Well, they
That's
also
because they
caused that
conflict,
problem, and that's the big. Well, yeah, we're talking about two different episodes, actually.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we're-
yeah. We don't want to confuse the audience.
Nothing
At least
could
they with
be
us
better.
after this. They're
It
not
was
confused.
fine.
They
Everything's
want to
great.
get in here.
It's all good.
What
We love it.
It
could be
was
better? There is
10 more episodes.
at least, more episodes, and I don't know. There's one character that doesn't get to see the end of the season that I would have liked more time with, but that's okay.
Oh yeah.
I had to think about that one.
I don't know if
Yeah.
we're full spoiler alerts or not, but yeah, no.
Say it.
This is not a journey for everyone.
Jesus says say.
Oh,
I don't know where this
You-
voice is coming from, but I love it.
Need to watch the show. If
Yes.
you have not watched the show, if you're thinking about watching the show,
Spock needs more black siblings.
watch this show. We're gonna find out more of his father's projects. He keeps them secret and keeps them segmented. He's got a whole other secret family. No, no.
No.
Man,
Sarek has a
back.
Romulan family he kept secret. That's what it is.
Okay. Anything that you absolutely love or hate?
You know, I did not think I would like the Laan Noonien Singh character, and I actually ended up liking her quite a lot. I
Oh.
thought
Her,
a very compelling character, and
her and
Yeah.
Una together, especially.
her and Una together are just
Oh.
great.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the Gorn.
We did not talk about the reinvention of the Gorn, which, thank you, good.
The Gorn.
I mean, that was one of the things that from the 60s show did not age well. They're just
it's a big
cheesy.
alligator
They're
suit.
just cheesy. And like they made fun of it on the lower decks. Like, oh, here's the Gorn. They have
Another
the
really
cheesy
good show.
60s style Gorn. Yeah,
That's another
absolutely.
good
Will there be turbos? Of course there'll be
But
turbos.
oh my God, is that Dr. Dre? Oh my Lord. I keep looking at Nick's pictures. They keep changing. That is a Spock, Dr. Dre.
Why?
Julia, you're the aficionado here. Loves and hates. What you got for us?
So I love Captain Pike. I really do.
more than
I think I bet you love him more because he is like borderline like channeling James T. Kirk, which I don't want to happen. I want them to be separate individuals. Even though there's a Kirk on the ship, which I thought was an odd choice, but okay. What and also I like Nurse Chapel, like because Catherine
Yeah.
Pulaski didn't age well, right? So having a different Nurse Chapel, and she's got a thing for Spock, so I like that. She's a little spicy.
Well, even in the
What
original
I-
show, she had a thing for Spock.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
it is.
Yes. There's nothing actually that I don't like yet. It may come to me, but I don't see any big like I'm not happy with that or I don't like that. They skirt the Prime Directive sometimes, but Janeway broke it all the time. So
It wouldn't be a Star Trek
wouldn't
show
be
if you
Star-
didn't skirt the
yeah.
Prime Directive.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to show that the Prime Directive is flawed, and it just doesn't hold up to real situations.
there you go. I like it.
Was there a
Um,
Kobayashi Maru situation in? I can't remember. I may be mixing my shows. Not in Strange New Worlds yet, right?
I mean, they had the literal Kobayashi Maru thing on the kids animated show Prodigy, but I
No.
don't know if they had
Don't
it.
watch that one. Don't watch that
no,
one.
not
Okay.
yet.
Watch that one.
I may be mixing
Watch
my
it.
shows.
But
Janeway's on
no.
it. Watch it.
I tried, and I was like, I'm out.
Oh no, it's
That's
I
unfortunate.
didn't
It's
get
really
Lower
into
good.
decks,
it
though?
either. I couldn't get
I
into
got-
it.
I got it.
The main character is really annoying.
The main character is super annoying, and he's annoying for longer than he needs to be, but it gets
Right.
better.
Right.
I have a
Um,
question.
Oh,
Yes.
I heard from the void.
So, it seems like overall everyone's really enjoying this Star Trek situation. So I'm wondering, this show specifically. So I'm wondering, did they purposely write two things that people were like, about in the interim to like gas
No.
this up? Or did they
Cost
take
too
the
much
time
money.
they needed to listen? You'd be surprised. Look,
I think
I'd be
Discovery and Picard
shocked.
have their own audience, and Strange New Worlds has all of the audience.
And probably some new audience.
I think you're right. Strange New World will attract more Trekkies. I think that old-fashioned like TOS lover will come back for this.
Although I am excited for Picard's next season because
Oh,
Worf
God,
and,
yes.
and LeVar are back and all that good
Did
stuff.
you see the
Yes.
pictures of the cast?
Yes.
Do you
I
have
did.
the pictures
I
of the
did.
cast? Did
But
you see?
if Kurtzman is writing it, I just don't know.
Well, Kurtzman is writing this.
There's.
I think there are a lot more people in the writer's room.
I
it
think
just
y'all are
has
giving
to
one
be.
person way too much credit.
Well, I mean, it's him and Akiva Goldsman, and I mean they're the top. They're at the top. What they say goes.
Yeah, and well, they have money and they've been learning over time. So
Yes, they have been burning up their expense accounts. Strange New Worlds, I think, cost more maybe than Discovery.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's a
it
gorgeous
is.
show to
Worth
watch.
it.
It is.
It's worth it.
It is absolutely worth
It
it.
is. But guys, I am going to run. Thank you for letting me crash as Jules on the Run. I haven't been feeling very well, and I'm not feeling well now. But I will be back with you from home next Monday.
What's your score?
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay.
All right, peeps.
Take care.
All
See
right.
ya.
bye. Take care
Bye,
of yourself.
Julia.
Yep, she's gone.
She's on the run.
Literally.
I mean, she was previously detained. I mean, I
Right,
guess her getaway
Now
car is
she's
ready.
on the run.
Okay, Marcus, what's your score?
6.
Desmond, what's your score?
I'm going to stay within the parameters and give it a 5.
Look,
I'm gonna go all
I
the
am-
way out and just say 10.
I am breaking the Prime Directive here. The scale is insufficient.
The
I
scale is
am
insufficient.
elated by the show.
I'm gonna give the average of all your scores and give it a 6.4.
Is that really the average of our scores?
And after you watch it, I'll be waiting for your.
It is a must watch. It is a
It
must
is.
watch. It is not
It's-
a maybe when you get some time. No, it's a must watch.
It's really good. It's really well done, and you don't have to know everything about Star Trek to be able to drop in. The story with Pike, you'll get it. You'll figure it out. It's perfect for a new audience to come to Star Trek.
But if you're an existing Star Trek fan, it is a gift to you. It is a
Yes,
love letter to you.
Every
It is
every
just-
episode has multiple things that are just lines that are dropped, things that you see on a screen, things that you see in a corner. Just everything is they put it all in there for the people that know and pay attention to those things. I must say the Orville came out the
New
This is
Horizon.
third
3
season.
It is
the
season
third
3.
season and the last season. I think it's the
It's
last
not the
season.
last season, actually. It's
Is
the
it
last
not?
season that they've been
It
cleared
should
for.
be. It should
What?
be.
What are you not? You're not enjoying that show?
Well,
I
see, what
might be-
happened was it came. Strange New Worlds came out, and then the Orville came out. I think that's the order. And when the Orville came out, I said, I don't need this. I have real Star Trek now.
Orville's been around a little bit longer.
No, this season. This season.
Oh,
This
this season?
Yeah.
This season, Orville's not done yet. Actually, Orville's
I don't
10th
care.
episode
I
is
have
good.
real Star Trek now.
Wow.
It is wow.
I actually enjoy it
yeah.
for what it's worth.
I
I
have been
enjoy Orville.
I've been surprised by the Orville because it started out as just a typical Seth MacFarlane project where it was like, oh, it's Family Guy in space. It's like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want that. And they've rapidly evolved the show to something that's more sci-fi, and it really feels more next generation than any other Star
And
Trek
that's why
thing
I
has
don't
been
like
to
it.
date. Yeah,
I
that may be why
like
you
the
don't like it,
first
but
episode.
they have worked on making their own mythology.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's still you still feel like you're watching something that's in Star Trek, but it's just skewed.
And you still
Every-
get that social commentary. I mean, they did a
You
whole
do.
episode about abortion and stuff like that too. So
The whole season was too heavy.
That is true. I mean, they did make very long episodes. There is no editing. There's no restraints. Season 3, they threw buckets of money at the show, and you can tell.
yeah,
I mean,
they
the
did.
entire production design was rethought from the ground up, and in the time since season 2, some of the effects are cheaper to do, but even then, they're doing more of them.
Yep.
I mean,
It's
just
like watching a movie every week.
just the content was so heavy, and because I binged it,
Oh! You should not have done that.
but because I binged it, it was just like,
Yeah.
what? Huh?
No, you need to give it a whole
like
week
every
between those.
episode.
Yeah.
I mean, the actor playing Clyden should get some awards because those were some performances.
Yo, I want to punch Clyde in his face.
Yes, that means he did a great job.
I don't know,
Anyhow,
but it's new, Tony. I don't care that it's new.
I've been enjoying it.
you don't
I
have-
really
you don't-
have.
You don't
And
have to watch it.
You
It's fine.
truly need no knowledge of Star Trek to watch that.
I liked the first episode, the first season. I kind of liked the second season, but now I have real Star Trek.
I mean, yeah, now I have real Star Trek is kind of the entire theme of the Orville. It's like, this is good, but
Well, I mean, to be fair, we got a lot of great sci-fi in the past couple years. So, I mean, there's a lot of really good
we're
stuff. So.
spoiled for content. I'm very happy with the current state of sci-fi.
So, Nick, what did you take? You said Black Spot. What? You were going to do a summary based on our. What do you take away
Dr.
from
Spock.
our conversation about Strange New Worlds?
Thanks for inviting me. As Black Spock, one of Spock's cousins. So I think that it seems like this is a show that even I can enjoy. as someone who is not engaged with Star Trek readily for my entire life or been like in the fandom, it sounds like this would be like a good starting point. I think that part of the problem of why a lot of folks don't go back and get things sometimes is because it doesn't look like what they see today. So like having something that introduces the real characters and that looks like today could inspire some folks to want to like go back and see how their stories continued, you know. And since it is a binge generation, I feel like it very well could like hatch a new batch of Star Trek fans, which I want to warn y'all might be real annoying.
Oh, there's like 800 hours of Star Trek or something. You'll be on Star Trek forever if you jump in.
But they're gonna talk about it.
That's fine. There's room.
Yeah.
There's
Good.
room in this pool for everybody.
I've got my Twitter. I'm open. I'll talk about Star Trek anytime.
Okay.
I'm gonna like be messaging you all at like 4 a.m. incessantly.
Okay, I will
That's
respond at 10.
That's fine. Doesn't mean I have to answer.
You can
You can message
Everybody's
all
like,
you want to.
challenge accepted. They're like, we're
My phone's
messaging
off.
you at 4 a.m. incessantly.
We're
I'll
like,
catch-
call me.
I'll catch that message.
Call
at
me when you're
8:05.
between the best of both worlds. Parts 1 and 2. You'll call me anyway. I just want to remind you that I invited you to do so.
It's really good though.
But no,
and,
it sounds
and
like
it is
it's
bingeable.
a good time.
It is bingeable, and not in a. The Orville was just so heavy, and trying to binge that was just too.
That's too much.
But
That's too much. No, you need to give that a week sometimes between those episodes. Like, I need
But
to
Strange
think
New
about whether or not I
Worlds
like that.
has the same level of social commentary, but it's not heavy. It could be deep and not heavy.
Okay. All right.
That was deep, Jade.
And not heavy.
Yeah,
will
yeah.
All
My only
right.
problem with the Orville is that woman is in that relationship with that android, and I'm like, stop it.
See, and that's also stupid.
Stop it.
That is so
But you gotta
Stop
stupid.
it.
Why?
What's wrong
What's
with
happening
Android?
here?
She,
Please stop.
Okay.
the android is her
that's a-
boyfriend. That's why the
Please
black
stop.
woman. Never mind.
Yeah,
That's
uh-huh.
another conversation for another time.
It's a downgrade.
I
Girl, you
mean,
hit Cisco.
She did. You're
Come
right.
back to Star Trek.
Wait, like song song?
Right, sir.
No.
They just replaced some
Star
black
Trek.
men in the future. Is that what's
DS9.
happening?
Oh,
All right.
Anyway,
living
Um,
the vida
just a
loca.
downgrade.
Let's start with Desmond. Where can we find you? What's going on?
I did it right this time. I can be found at blurreddnd on Discord. I am putting together a fantastic community of POC new and experienced players of D&D, which Jade is one of them. And we're always looking for new people. I will teach you how to play this amazing game that you can use your imagination and just escape from the real world.
Marcus.
Well, I'm at Marcus Ross on Twitter and also at Waterbear Games. You can find me there. If you look for me on Facebook, you will be looking a long time and not find anything. I'm there, but lurking.
You can't tell us about the game yet at all.
I can't. I really wish I could.
Okay,
And the
all
moment,
right,
the
understand.
microsecond that I can tell you about the project I'm working on, you will not have to ask me about it.
Is it Mahogany in Space, the game?
Ah.
I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to have you explain that to me later.
It doesn't mean anything.
Nick.
NickWhitcomb.com. The Come Up with NickWhitcomb.com. Tomorrow night, I have an episode with Isho Childers, Denise Chapman, and Carla Stillwell. We talk about theater, the American theater, and what is not working right now, which is most things. So come check us out. The episode is going to premiere live at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube. Nick Whitcomb, the comic book thing Whitcomb. Watch it. And then it'll just live there so you can watch it later too. But you should watch it live and make me feel special.
Afroscapescurls.com. Oh, I don't have any graphics for any of the events coming up. We've got a Wiz sing-along dress-up party coming up at the end of the month. AfroCon is October 7th and 8th. And we will have a movie night.
Wakanda Forever?
Hold on. We will have a movie night for The Woman King at Alamo Draft House. And we will have a movie night event at Alamo Draft House for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
These are very good things to hear.
Why y'all trying to make me move to Omaha, yo? Like, what is?
Oh, because it's good. It's low key fantastic.
I mean,
we can't tell too many people.
Except the internet. The whole internet.
The whole internet. All right. So we will be back next week with, I don't know. What
we're going to talk about Nope?
Nope.
Nope.
I mean, you are free to talk about Nope. I have not seen Nope. And
go watch it. It's fantastic.
Probably not.
No, if you, I don't do horror, but I went and I watched it, and I'm gonna go watch it again. I'm gonna go to IMAX and watch it.
That's what I saw.
And I highly recommend going to. I highly recommend going to IMAX and watching it. Because after I watch it, I'm like, ooh, I should watch this in IMAX. I'm gonna go watch this on IMAX next time.
All right, Marcus. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Have a good week.
Take care. Live long and prosper, y'all.